Welcome to the 25th Biennial South Dakota Governors Awards in the Arts. Brought to you by Arts South Dakota, South Dakota Arts Council, Bush Foundation, Bank West, and Delta Dental.
Welcome. My name is Laura Diddle, and I'm the Vice Chair of the South Dakota Arts Council. It's my pleasure to welcome you to an unusual but appropriately creative and innovative South Dakota Governors Awards in the Arts. The presentation of this year's 25th Biennial Governors Awards for the Arts has been adapted with respect to the reality of our times. The arts are a force for bringing people together, and despite recent challenges, for this event, we are together virtually. And we're here to recognize and honor some remarkable women, men, groups, and organizations who represent the best of the arts and culture in South Dakota. Our unusual circumstances do not change their excellence, their contributions. If anything, at a time when there is so much separation and isolation, the unifying contributions of the arts and the artists become all the more important for us to acknowledge and celebrate. I would like to take a moment to thank my colleagues appointed by the governor to serve on the South Dakota Arts Council. And if you know anything about the Arts Council, you know we have a remarkable staff. The names of the council and the staff can be found on the South Dakota Arts Council website. I encourage you to take a look at the website to see who your representatives are. Co-sponsor of tonight's event is Arts South Dakota, a statewide arts advocacy organization whose mission under the direction of Jim Spears is to put the arts at the center of life and learning. Finally, on behalf of the South Dakota Arts Council, I gratefully acknowledge support and celebration of the arts in South Dakota from our South Dakota legislature and our supportive governor, Kristi Noem. We're glad you're here.
Good evening and welcome. I'm Stacy Brown, Chair of Arts South Dakota Board and Executive Director of the Aberdeen Area Arts Council. It is also my pleasure to welcome you to this year's Governors Awards. I do wish that we could be doing this in person, sharing wonderful conversation and lots of hugs. To begin our celebration, let us remember the arts are about creating a culture of empathy, equity, and belonging. With this in mind, I want to acknowledge the truth that we are on the ancestral lands of Indigenous people and pay respect to our elders, past and present. We all share one thing, and that is the future. Throughout history, the arts seem to be what always rises above the negative and helps us to heal and move forward. With our combined hopes, dreams, and energy, we can build mutual respect and connection across all barriers of heritage and difference. On behalf of the staff and board of Arts South Dakota, I want to thank our recipients for their amazing contributions to the arts in South Dakota. I also want to thank Governor Noem for her continued support of the arts. Working and creating together, we can build a better future. At this time, I would like to introduce Jim Spears, Executive Director of Arts South Dakota, and Patrick Baker, Director of the South Dakota Arts Council.
Thank you, Laura and Stacy, for those introductions and for your leadership roles in our organizations. My name is Jim Spears with Arts South Dakota.
And I'm Patrick Baker with the South Dakota Arts Council.
Good evening to all of you joining us for the 2021 Governors Awards in the Arts. Whether you're with us for the virtual premiere of the stellar event or catching the excitement on demand at a later date, we welcome you.
Now, this year marks a true milestone worth celebrating for South Dakota's statewide arts community. As you know, Jim, this is the 25th Governors Awards in the Arts in our state. But with this event having fallen into a biennial rhythm, that means the origin of the event dates back nearly a half century. As a matter of fact, the very first Governor's Awards in the Arts in South Dakota was held in 1973, and one of the first award winners was Oscar Howe, South Dakota's first artist laureate.
And of course, this year marks another kind of milestone. This is the first ever virtual Governor's Awards in the Arts due to the pandemic. We'd like to thank Governor Kristi Noem, as well as the boards and staffs of both the South Dakota Arts Council and Arts South Dakota, along with Pinnacle Productions, for putting the safety of this year's award winners and patrons of the event first by coming together to host this event online.
We hope you enjoy this year's Governor's Awards in the Arts. This is my third Governor's Awards in the Arts as the director of the South Dakota Arts Council. And over the past 5 years, I've had the incredible fortune of working for bosses who truly understand the importance of the arts, including 2 governors and, for the whole ride thus far, Department of Tourism Secretary James Hagan. Recognizing the importance of creativity in the lives of all South Dakotans, they have supported the Arts Council in making quality arts events and opportunities accessible throughout the entire state by providing encouragement, grants, services, and information to artists, arts organizations, schools, and the public. It has been a privilege to continue to work in this capacity with Governor Kristi Noem and her administration. Less than 1 month after her inauguration in 2019, Governor Noem joined us for the 24th Biennial Governor's Awards in the Arts, and her interest in the arts has continued in the 2 years that have since passed. She has worked with the Arts Council to develop the South Dakota Governor's Student Art Competition, announcing it via a press conference exactly 1 year ago, and now helping us honor the first class of student artists in the program's inaugural year. We're excited to share more about this program later in the ceremony. Lieutenant Governor Larry Roden worked with the Arts Council and many other partners to host the South Dakota Military and Veterans Arts and Humanities Summit last November, allowing for the sharing of ideas about how the arts and humanities can provide opportunities for enhancing the health and wellness of service members and veterans. Governor Noem has also shown great interest in public art, both through her own project ideas as well as strong support of the Art for State Buildings program that has now amassed a collection of more than 80 pieces to be enjoyed by the many visitors to the Capitol and other state buildings in Pierre each year. Now, here to offer her own perspective about how South Dakota's communities and people are transformed through the arts, it is my honor to introduce Governor Kristi Noem.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us for this special event. I'd like to sincerely congratulate all of tonight's awardees: John Lopez, the Larson family, Pate and Dale, John Banasiak, the Brookings Art Council, and Cloud Horse Institute. You all have helped to develop arts and creativity throughout our state for decades. I am so appreciative of your inspiring work. Now, South Dakotans are creative people. The arts make our communities better, stronger, and more resilient thanks to your passion and your unwavering dedication. I'd also like to take a moment to congratulate the students who have artwork featured in the new Governor's Student Art Exhibition, as well as their teachers and their parents. We were able to work with our state arts agency to bring this competition to fruition this year, and this helped to honor and encourage youth artists. The competition also highlighted the importance of high-quality arts education in our schools. In our first year of this new competition, we received more than 200 student artwork submissions. These were adjudicated by 10 professional artist judges. The 12 pieces of student artwork featured tonight were ranked the highest in their respective age divisions and brought to the Capitol for their exhibition. To all of the students who sent in artwork for the competition, great job. We look forward to the fantastic art that you'll create in the future. I know it's been a tough year for many South Dakotans, including artists across the state. I applaud those who adapted your programming to innovate and to safely deliver arts opportunities in your audiences. You rose to the challenges that we all faced, and you found ways to connect people with beauty and joy. You provided hope and peace. So we're grateful for the creative endeavors that we saw across South Dakota. From the Vermillion Community Mural Project, created by the amazing artist Reina Hernandez, to the new public artworks in Sisseton and Aberdeen, and the residencies focused on recovery and resiliency in communities like Lead, Hill City, Pine Ridge, Rapid City, and Sioux Falls. We are grateful for your work. South Dakota simply would not be the great state that it is without all of you. So for all who took personal responsibility and made a choice to cancel events or close your doors, you have my respect for making those very difficult decisions. I know many individual artists and arts organizations experienced financial hardship as a result of your sacrifices. But I also know there is a brighter future for all of you and for our communities and our residents across the state of South Dakota. Through the years, the arts sector has proven its ability to rebound rapidly from disaster. Artists are known for using their skills to solve problems and to improve the health of their communities. Last year, you adapted to serve your communities, and now you're looking to the future with purpose and determination, and we are here to help. My office, the South Dakota Arts Council, and our partners at Arts South Dakota are committed to serving our statewide arts community. We're here to listen to your needs and to support your work. Tonight, along with the recipients of the Governor's Awards in the Arts, we celebrate the entire arts sector. Thank you for your commitment to our state and for the vibrancy that you bring to our lives.
Thank you, Governor Noem. Next, we turn to South Dakota's Artist Laureate. Over his 51-year career, Dale Claude Lamphere has completed 60 major public sculptures, from the Basilica of the National Shrine in Washington, D.C., to the city of Burbank, California. Lamphere's two most recent works are right here in South Dakota: Dignity of Earth and Sky, a 50-foot, 12-ton monument along the Missouri River in Chamberlain, and the 300-foot by 80-foot, 60-ton Arc of Dreams spanning the Big Sioux River, are excellent examples of the innovative use of materials and technology combined with his interdisciplinary approach. Dale was appointed South Dakota Artist Laureate by Governor Dugard in 2014, a position that has been vacant since the 1983 death of Oscar Howe, who was given the honor in 1954. Lamphere was reappointed by Governor Noem in 2019. Dale recently received the American Institute of Architects South Dakota Champion of Architecture Award for bringing great public art to the people of South Dakota and beautifully articulating the intersection of art and engineering. We are also proud to say Dale is a founding board member of Art South Dakota. Please enjoy this visit with Dale at his home studio in Sturgis.
This is the glamorous world of fine art out here.
I got involved first with the Governor's Awards, I think about 15, 16 years ago. I believe the awards started in 1973, and so this is the 25th year of the biennial Governor's Awards in the Arts. In 2013, I received the Governor's Award, but more importantly, the very first Governor's Awards in the Arts was given to Oscar Howe, and he was South Dakota Artist Laureate, and I have the very distinct honor and privilege of being South Dakota Artist Laureate at this point. The original Governor's Awards were a small buffalo sculpture made by Palmer Eide, and it was a very nice form, but a kind of diminutive award, and that went on for decades. We took the buffalo, that same form that Palmer Eide had sculpted, and began to create a landscape context around it. And I've got one here that I received in 2013. That was kind of the last period. The mold over time goes bad and they're just no longer available. But that gives you some sense of the complexity of the design that happened at that point. As it's going now, every one of the awards that are given are created individually, very alla prima or direct fashion. Last awards I used metal that came from Dignity, leftover pieces from the sculpting of Dignity. This year, I'm using the metal that was used in the Ark of Dreams, which is there in Sioux Falls. But each piece is individually created, very unique. The stone is different, the metal is different. The sequence is to cut the stone, polish it up, seal various aspects of it if need be, and then we cut the stainless steel. Once that's accomplished, then the rough edges have to be ground. I've always, in creating, I've always tried to start with a given, a found object, a point of reference. And in the Governor's Awards, I pick a stone that I think has real intrinsic beauty to it, and I may shape it just a little bit or take its natural form. It'll be a combination then of the stone and a piece of stainless steel and some elements that will be the grasses that will be part of this, the reflection of the prairie. And then we go to an engraver who cuts right into the stone with the name of the recipient and the award. So that's kind of the sequence that we go through to do this, and each one is its own unique piece of art. My inspiration for almost all my work has always come from nature. I grew up on a ranch east of the Black Hills, and nature has always been a constant companion and resource and source of inspiration for me. These come from that as well. I mean, they're basically little vignettes or fragments of landscape. One of the things that I appreciate about making the Governor's Awards, just that I have complete freedom to do what I think is best, so I get to be really creative, truly creative as I'm doing them. They seem to be happy at this point with the direction that I'm going, and every year I change it up a little bit.
Wow, what an incredible behind-the-scenes look at Dale's home studio. Next, it is my honor to introduce a South Dakota musical legend. Eliza Blue is a shepherd, folk musician, and writer residing in western South Dakota. She has spent 15 years on the road as a touring musician, performing across the country at many notable festivals. And just this fall, she was featured on NPR's All Songs Considered blog. In addition to her music, Eliza writes a weekly column called Little Pasture on the Prairie that is carried by 12 different print publications. She writes and produces a monthly audio postcard from her ranch for South Dakota Public Broadcasting and Prairie Public Radio. She just released her first book called Accidental Rancher, and her writing has been featured in the New York Times. This winter, Blue's latest project, a traveling concert series celebrating rural culture called Wish You Were Here, debuted on South Dakota Public Broadcasting. After spending years on the road full-time, Eliza now lives and works on a cattle and sheep ranch with her husband and their 2 children. We hope you enjoy Eliza Blue performing her song, Stone Church.
Speak to me of history, a whispering reckoning. The prairie grass plowed underneath. The roots were cut and the cuts were deep. And where you are, I have not been, and I don't know how the story ends, but I'm listening, and I'm trying to hear when the Spirit speaks, beckons at the door. Yeah, I'm listening, and I'm trying to hear when the Spirit speaks, beckons at the door. So we'll scatter seeds, cross the threshold stone, and we'll see what grows. 'Cause we're not alone. Oh.
Thank you to Eliza Blue for that wonderful performance. It sounded excellent and looked fantastic on that historic stage. Mentioned earlier in the program, the inaugural year of the Governor's Student Art Competition is currently underway in South Dakota, and we're thrilled to be able to share the fruits of this partnership between the Governor's Office and the Arts Council with you today. The competition was created in recognition of the importance of arts education and its positive impact on student learning. Open to all South Dakota students from kindergarten through 12th grade, the juried competition recognizes the top 3 artworks from across 4 different age groups. And to put it simply, we were just blown away by the submissions we received in the program's first year. But don't take my word for it. Take a look at the winning artwork in the following video, and then make a point to see the art in person, where it will remain on display in the Capitol building until September.
Thank you to everyone who submitted their work to the Governor's inaugural Student Art Competition. Congratulations to the kindergarten through grade 2 winners. The City of Spider-Man by Johanse Flores. Johanse is taught by Jordan Heron in grade 1 at Fred Assam Elementary in Brandon. Bright Cityscape by Tinley Hoffman. Tinley is taught by Aaron Reef in grade 1 at Brandon Elementary in Brandon. An Amazing Day by Charlize Vogelsong. Charlize is taught by Aaron Reef in grade 2 at Brandon Elementary in Brandon. Congratulations to the grades 3 through 5 winners. Hunter's Moon by Soraya Karam. Soraya is taught by Brenda Misenko in grade 4 at St. Elizabeth Seton in Rapid City. Free Falling by Keely Cole. Keely is taught by Levi Story in grade 5 at Batesland Elementary School in Somerset. Pumpkin by Gabriella Eichmann. Gabriella is taught by Crystal Becker in grade 5 at Canastota Elementary School in Canastota. Congratulations to the grades 6 through 8 winners. Candles by Sienna Roberts. Sienna is taught by Kristi Desonnier in grade 6 at T Middle School in T. Sunflowers by Ella Heron. Ella is taught by Kimberly Smith in grade 6 at Stage Barn Middle School in Piedmont. True Colors by Bria Neff. Bria is taught by Amity Shea Neff in grade 8 and homeschooled in Sioux Falls. Congratulations to the grades 9 through 12 winners. Goat Tying by Sarah Poncello. Sarah is taught by Alicia Rosler in grade 10 at Wessington Springs High School in Wessington Springs. Wanderlust by Hannah Hofer. Hannah Hofer is taught by Lisa Hofer in grade 11 and homeschooled in Colton. Untitled by Alex Weber. Alex is taught by Lisa Dresch in grade 12 at Roosevelt High School in Sioux Falls.
And now the moment we've all gathered for, giving out the Governor's Awards in the Arts. The first award we're happy to introduce is the Outstanding Support of the Arts by an Individual.
This year's recipient of the Governor's Award for Outstanding Support of the Arts by an Individual goes to the Pate and Dale Larson family in recognition of their vision and exceptional, unwavering generosity, a lifetime of influence on fine and performing artists, and for their clear goal of encouraging residents throughout the state of South Dakota to support and enjoy the arts. The Larson family was integral in the original efforts in Brookings to provide a performing arts center of the highest musical quality for the benefit of all the community. Their early leadership in 1999 helped leverage a partnership with South Dakota State University, the Brookings School District, and the City of Brookings. This partnership enabled the construction of a concert hall and studio theater. K-12 students from all of South Dakota perform on the world-class stage of the Larson Memorial Concert Hall, honoring Dale's parents who shared a love of music for more than 50 years. Even while the 2003 opening of the Performing Arts Center at South Dakota State University was still fresh, additional conversations began about the construction of a comprehensive facility for the benefit of the region's performers and audiences. That facility, the Oscar Larson Performing Arts Center of South Dakota State University, boasts Founders Recital Hall with 225 seats and a pipe organ of nearly 3,000 pipes, and the Oscar Larson Theater, an 850-seat proscenium space capable of hosting national touring shows and serving as the home to SDSU's theater program and the Miss South Dakota pageant. The lead investment came from the Larson family, with additional significant gifts from daughters Bridget, Carmel, and Mari. In addition to facility support, the Larson family has enabled remarkable performances to occur in the facility by world-renowned artists, including Broadway stars, classical artists, and pop icons, with student interaction in masterclasses and rehearsal environments. In addition to their remarkable commitment to the performing arts, the Larson family has had an equal impact in many other areas, including the South Dakota Art Museum, Brookings Arts Council, and Brookings Public Schools. The Larson Family Foundation continues to provide exceptional assistance throughout South Dakota for fine and performing arts, social services programs, education, and basic human needs. Congratulations to the Pate and Dale Larson family for their outstanding support for South Dakota's creative community.
Thank you again, and congratulations to the Pate and Dale Larson family for your continued generosity to the arts. The next award is Outstanding Support of the Arts by an Organization or Business.
This year's recipient for Outstanding Support of the Arts by an organization or business is the Brookings Arts Council. This nonprofit goes above and beyond to support the arts in South Dakota and the entire Brookings community. During its 43 years of operation, the Brookings Arts Council has proven its commitment to individuals and creativity in all forms. The organization lives by its mission statement, encouraging community connections through the arts by providing a supportive environment for awareness, appreciation, and participation. access to the arts for everyone is a key focus for the Brookings Arts Council. Their free art classes and scholarships open the doors to artists at all levels, and the Art Factory, a twice-weekly class, provides access to adults from Advance, a private nonprofit organization that supports more than 115 people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. Warriors Rock is a program designed for veterans and is free for all who have served. Artist support from the Brookings Arts Council is active, responsive, collaborative, and giving, recognizing the work and life of the area artists. The organization funded supplies for 2 murals during the summer of 2020, bringing an attitude of how can we help you make art happen to a variety of projects. Through the pandemic, the Brookings Arts Council has continued to ensure access to art through virtual alternatives, including going out of their way to deliver art supplies all over Brookings and to surrounding communities. The Brookings Arts Council joins forces with others working for the greater good of the community, partnering with United Way, Brookings Area Chamber of Commerce, the City of Brookings, South Dakota State University, Brookings School District, and others. If there is an opportunity to advance the arts and aid the community, you can be sure to find the Brookings Arts Council actively involved. Congratulations to the Brookings Arts Council for their outstanding service to the arts in Brookings and our state.
Thank you again to the Brookings Arts Council for your dedication in support of the arts community. The next award is Outstanding Service in Arts Education.
Chosen for his outstanding service in arts education, John Banasiak has been a resident artist and educator in South Dakota since arriving as a professor of photography at the University of South Dakota in 1980. During his 40 years in South Dakota, he has taught and inspired thousands of students through his photography classes, exhibited his work in over 300 local, state, regional, national, and international exhibitions, published in numerous national periodicals, and received over 100 grants and awards, including several from the South Dakota Arts Council. Banasiak's success in teaching alone should merit major recognition, but his dedication to student learning, student achievement, and best practices in photography education sets him apart. A positivity that transfers itself to other faculty and students makes John an inspiration to all. From 1980 to 2010, John taught the only BFA photography degree in the state, and in 2012, he started South Dakota's only MFA photography degree program. His students have gone on to graduate programs, photography careers, and teaching careers across the country and abroad. John is able to inspire others to consider photographic history as they forge forward with creating their own visual language through contemporary ideas and photo technologies. His distinctive teaching has been recognized with the USD Knutson Distinguished Faculty Award and the USD President's Research Excellence Award, the highest award for research leading to curriculum inclusion at USD. In 2003, John received a Sierra Club grant to document the grasslands of South Dakota with his photography. Banasiak's photographs have had an impact on South Dakota and the world, and his art plays an integral role in teaching. In 1981, he had his first exhibit in South Dakota at the South Dakota Memorial Arts Center, and in that same year, he had exhibitions in 3 other states. John has always been mindful of getting his art into juried exhibitions at the local and national level. His work has been seen in over 30 different U.S. states and countries around the world. One of the most prestigious collections in which John is included is the Hallmark Photographic Collection, spanning the history of photography from 1839 to present day, and including works by artists such as Dorothea Lange, Alfred Stieglitz, and Andy Warhol. For 40 years of photography and inspiring others to photograph, we honor John Banasiak for his outstanding service in arts education.
Congratulations and thank you, John, for inspiring thousands of students throughout your career in education and your contributions to the arts in our community. The next award is Distinction in Creative Achievement.
The recipient of this year's Distinction in Creative Achievement Award, sculptor John Lopez. is the product of a place, the Grand River in northwestern South Dakota. Near his homeland is the Standing Rock Indian Reservation, once home to Sitting Bull and thousands of roaming buffalo. Farmers and ranchers have long been roping, branding, shearing, haying, and harvesting in this region. Lopez grew up on a ranch in the Standing Rock Reservation before studying art at Northern State University and Black Hills State University and apprenticing with Dale Lamphere. John now makes his home in Lemmon, where he has opened up the Kokomo Gallery, displaying not only his own art, but also works from community artists and visiting artists from around the world. The Lopez resume includes commissioned work on display around the globe, including sculptures in Dubai and Monaco, and pieces sought after for private collections. He began his career working with bronze, but later found new inspiration, creating sculptures from scrap metal. His works are on display across South Dakota, including 12 of the presidents commissioned for the City of Presidents project in Rapid City. John's work reflects generations of a life that's fading into history. A closer look at John's sculptures reward the viewer as more of the elements come into focus, revealing depth, dimension, and human stories. His sculptures inspire people, especially those from Lemmon. Taking things the modern world has discarded and pronounced outdated, Lopez thoughtfully considers them and sees their history and inherent value. He takes these collected objects and incorporates and transforms them into valuable works of art. The contributions John has made through the arts in our region beautify our shared spaces, and his renderings of the Western way of life elevate our conception of ourselves and our state, reminding us that both are worthy of great art. Congratulations to John Lopez for his artistic vision, his sense of place, and his creative achievement.
Thank you, John, for showcasing and sharing your amazing talents with South Dakota and around the world. Now up, the final award of the evening is Outstanding Support of the Arts to Native Nations with lands in South Dakota.
The recipient of this year's award for outstanding support of the arts to Native nations with lands in South Dakota, Cloud Horse Art Institute, was founded in 2001 to build individual human assets as well as community and tribal assets. Historically, Lakota children acquired the technology necessary for a barter economy, learning specialized skills in making things that would be useful and attractive to others. Their products, perhaps bows, drums, or quilled war robes, had a trade value and could help sustain a family. Today, there are still many Lakota crafts being made and sold to tourists, but the bedrock tribal arts, like hide painting and porcupine quill work, so important to maintain a culture, were being learned by very few people. Something had to change. A new, more proactive approach was needed. Cloud Horse Art Institute brings people of all ages to new skills, meeting their desire to learn and earn a living. Cloud Horse has offered workshops in the traditional Lakota arts of quill work, beadwork, teepee construction, quilting, hide tanning, metal jewelry making, and more contemporary arts such as dance, theater, writing, film, sculpture, painting, drawing, and pottery. Operating under the belief that all humans are inherently talented and should be allowed the opportunity to explore the many means of creative expression. Cloud Horse, as a nonprofit 501c3, acquired a small Head Start campus in Kyle, a community in the Pine Ridge Reservation. The campus is being renovated as an arts facility teaching traditional arts and language and hosting the only reservation film school in the U.S. The film school has created 3 films picked up for worldwide viewing on the new Heritage Broadcast Network starting this year. Teaching the Lakota language is a vital Cloud Horse initiative. Tilda Long Soldier St. Pierre, founder and Cloud Horse president, is the primary arts leader in South Dakota, fluent in both oral and written Lakota. In November 2020, Cloud Horse presented a Lakota poetry workshop with nationally celebrated poet Layli Long Soldier. Tilda also serves as the kindergarten Lakota immersion teacher for Our Lady of Lourdes School in a team-supported effort to enhance fluency in young Lakota children. Cloud Horse Art Institute is making a difference every day in the Native community. Congratulations to Cloud Horse Art Institute for their outstanding support to Native nations.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us this evening. And a special thanks to Governor Kristi Noem, and congrats to the award winners this evening. Our hats are off to you and all the great work you do on behalf of the arts community.
What a truly exciting event it's been this year, and the only thing that could make it better is being together in person. So we look forward to celebrating with all of you in person for the 2023 Governor's Awards in the Arts. Until then.
Darling, put a red dress on. Just before the storm had come, she said, I'm dead to you and you're dead to me, so you let her go. From east to east and west to west, these are the days that you love best. A heavy head upon your rest and you can let it go. She said, don't leave me be. Won't you leave me be? But don't you leave. The devil walks where angels tread, their footsteps shape the hearts of man, and you don't know who just walked in, so you let it go. A bow will break if it cannot bend. They say trouble follows troubled man, and I've always been one of them, so I let it go. She said, don't leave me be. Won't you leave me be? But don't you leave. Don't you leave me be. She said, don't leave me be. Won't you leave me be? But don't you leave.
Thank you, guys. It's hilariously been a long time since I've played and people have applauded afterwards. Like, that feels pretty good.